They make us jump and they make us cringe, and we're left wondering how anyone can survive them. Today, we have some of the most shocking explosions caught on tape and the tips you need to know to stay safe. Here with more is former New York detective and first responder Steve Kardian. Thanks for being back, Steve. Pleasure. So just recently in Hurst, Texas, an explosion leveled a home, and it was caused by an SUV. What's the story here?
Police responded to an SUV striking a house. When they responded, there was a big explosion, and that explosion trapped the homeowners inside. So police ultimately rescued them, got them out. They're recovering. They're doing okay. So what happened was, the driver, when he struck the house, he severed a natural gas line, causing the explosion. He claims that his brakes didn't work. He is currently being held on an ICE detainer, and he was responsible for this mishap.
Okay, switching gears now. Intentional explosions targeting transportation hubs are obviously terrifying. It's been 5 months now since this New York City explosion shook commuters, and the alleged terrorist will stand trial for the botched pipe bomb attack in Port Authority. But there are still a lot of questions in this next explosion, injuring vacation cruisers. Steve, what are we looking at here?
We see that a ferry had an explosion. Initially, it was believed that it was some sort of a malfunction, but when we see the horizontal blast come out and blow a great big hole inside of the vessel, we know it's something more. So the investigation thus far has revealed that there was a bomb that was placed inside. Someone with mining or construction experience likely detonated it remotely from afar. So 25 people were injured. 7 happened to be Americans. Thank God there were no fatalities, and it's still under investigation.
And it's being suggested that the motive here in this case was narco-terrorism. What does that mean?
When they say narco-terrorism, they mean that it may have been prompted by the cartel. One cartel has taken responsibility for it. But what we actually see is that the owner of the vessel was seen entering the vessel with a backpack and friend and then hurrying off the boat.
All right, well, the next explosions we're going to see, these hit closer to home. And Steve, these are something that everyone that carries a cell phone or a laptop, they need to see. Tell us about this one.
The first one we're looking at, the gentleman in China was trying to replace the battery on a cell phone. It blew up in his face. Amazingly, he walked away with no injury. Rolling into the next, we see that this California footage was captured in which 2 teens had their Dell laptop blow up right next to them. It blew up a second time. They took it, they brought it outside, they put it on top of a summer desk, and it blew up a third and then 4th time. They shot it with a fire extinguisher still, and they believe it was the battery. The lithium-ion batteries that we see in the hoverboards, that we see in the Samsung phones, they're responsible. What you don't want to do is, leave them plugged in. Unplug them once they're charged. Don't put them on a soft surface because the heating elements are covered and the batteries heat up, thus causes the problem.
It's great advice. As we know, cell phones just part of our life and everyday electronics. Steve, thank you so much for being here, providing this great insight.